don't think it's a lot, if it is. There are humanoid ETs that are very similar to us. One of the reasons why that may be so is I think they're actually genetically related to us. People bring up things like alien abduction and the Greys and the creation of hybrid beings. And a lot of scientists say, well, look, aliens are going to be very, very alien. They're going to be having completely different DNA. They wouldn't be compatible with humans enough to actually have offspring, to create hybrids. If it is true that people are reporting abductions and the creation of hybrid babies and all this kind of stuff, that would mean they're not really alien. It would mean they might be another form of human.
I was wondering how often you channel Bashar and how that comes. Like, is there a schedule for that, for what you put out on for people to see, or is it something that just comes through intuitively as a timing thing?
It is based on whatever schedule works for me, because time for him is not what it is for us. So I've rarely gotten a no from him, so I'll schedule.
What does this concept make you think about?
It for the public once a month on Zoom, but I also do private sessions of 3 or 4 times a week.
Okay.
And then we'll add to that different small groups on Zoom or traveling now and then, like every couple of months to another place. So it's kind of a mix of things, but it's quite often.
Huh. What are the privates?
The private sessions are an hour
Okay.
for people who really want to just sort of focus in on their specific questions where they
Okay.
can't ask them in a group.
Oh, cool.
You know.
So if I wanted to schedule it, you would channel while I asked and I would ask the questions.
Yes.
Got it. What do people want to know about in that space? What is the
Anything and everything. I mean, their lives, their jobs, you know, their connections to other kinds of spirit guides, energies, what have you. A lot of what Bashar talks about, though, has to do with, in a sense, kind of a toolkit for how to live your life in a more positive way. That's really what I like about his information, because he understands being physical, what we need in physical reality. He's distilling down how reality works, how existence works for us into something that's pretty straightforward and can create a positive effect in our lives very readily, can manifest what we need very readily.
It's those 5 steps, right?
It's what he
that's
calls
sort
the
of foundational.
formula. Yeah, what he calls the formula. That's the basis of what he talks about. But then, you know, he'll go into explanations of a lot of other things like parallel realities and things like that, and how that dovetails in to what we experience our reality to be.
Yes, and
So,
I definitely I'm curious about parallel realities. Is one of those things that I feel like it's very hard for me to wrap my mind around. It doesn't make sense. I can't like see it.
Right, well that's why I like what Bashar does, because a lot of times he'll use analogies to explain things. So for instance, one of the analogies he uses for parallel realities is, think of your TV shows. You're sitting watching a TV show. You know that while you're watching one show, there are hundreds of other shows playing at the same time, but you don't see them because you're not tuned to them. You're not tuned to that frequency. But if you change the channel, suddenly you're getting another show. That doesn't mean the show you were watching is gone. It's still playing. So he's basically saying that's a simplistic analogy of the idea that everything exists at the same time.
Want to know more? Find out by clicking my link in bio.